Okay. All right. So just give me a second. Amol, please, could you get people to stop sharing their screen? I think somebody was able to share their screen just now. Okay. So I'll leave you guys to do that. Just a second. Okay. All right. I think that's all. I think that's okay for now. All right. So just confirm you can hear me, guys. Just give me a confirmation you can hear me loud and clear. Give me a confirmation. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, like I said, the honest question you need to ask yourself today, okay? This is a very honest question, and every single time. I did this when I relocated to Ireland. I was working as a management consultant at the time, and I was asking myself this question: what skills do I have? So I'd done management consulting in Nigeria for about 4 years before I relocated to Ireland. Okay. And I'll tell you this, when I was asking myself this almost question, I honestly could not itemize the skills I had. Okay. I could coordinate a project, I could facilitate a session, I could do some things, but it wasn't cogent. It wasn't just like it wasn't something I could hold on to say that, oh, I actually have this skill. Okay, so if today you need to be honest with yourself and ask yourself that question. If in your previous experience you were in customer service, you know how to talk to people and all that, yes, that's a good skill. But is that skill required within the job market today? Is that the only thing that you need in order for you to get a job today? Those are the honest questions you need to ask yourself. So what skills do you have is the paramount question you need to ask yourself today. Now, if you can't actually think in the next 5-10 minutes and hold on to the skills and ask yourself and itemize the skills that you know and know how to program and know how to use this and know how to use this technology and how and all those things, you might actually struggle to get a job in today's job market. And I would say that's number one reason why a number of people can't get a job. Okay. Now, moving on to the next one, the second one. Number two, you guys said this. The next thing is experience. So if you have a skill, the next thing they're going to be asking you is, do you have experience with that particular skill set? Now, let's even take a normal a tailor, for example. All right. A tailor started sewing clothes, okay, has a skill of sewing a dress or clothes or a suit or whatsoever. Now, if you want to get that same tailor to sew your own design, your own particular design, what would you ask the tailor? Okay, have you sewn this kind of design before? Can you do it? Okay, can you show me samples of the work that you've done before? Now, if you that needs the work or that needs the assistance of a tailor, okay, you're asking the tailor, have you done these things before? Can you show me samples of the works that you've done before? If you want to hire a graphics designer to design flyers and banners and all that, you would likely ask the graphics designer, can I see the stuff that you've done before? So you see, it's good for you to have skills, but in the same vein, you also need to get experience. Now, the question you need to ask yourself again, the honest question you need to ask yourself is, do you have quality experience? And I put the word quality there because some of us have worked in Nigeria or you've worked anywhere in the world or you've worked somewhere in Africa, okay? And you feel like that experience is not good enough. Or, how do I get UK experience? How do I get Canadian experience? How do I get whatever kind of experience I need in order for me to get a job? So the key word there, quality, basically talks about the experience that you have. How good is it in the industry or in the country where you are at this point in time? So having the right skill, having the right experience, and lastly, you pair it with employability. These are the three things that you need in today's job market in order for you to get a job. Okay? So number one is the skills that you have. Number two is the experience with that particular skill set. So it's not enough for you to say, I went on Udemy to go learn coding, how to do data analysis, how to do data science, or I went on Udacity to learn cybersecurity. Now, the next question you need to ask yourself is, do you have experience? Not just experience, do you have quality experience in order for you to get a job? Now, the third question is employability. So you can actually have the right skill, you could have the right experience, but if you don't know how to sell yourself during an interview, you cannot get a job. It's not a curse. So you see a lot of Nigerians or Africans, okay, saying that, oh, I didn't get that job because of my accent. Oh, I didn't get that job because of my name. Or I didn't get that job because of the skin color or my skin color. That is all rationale. That are things that you rationalize when you are failed at something. So, when we fail, we always want to look for a rationale why we fail. Okay, so you go for an interview and you probably did not hear what the person was saying, or maybe you heard wrong and you didn't answer the question the way you should answer the question, or you even felt you did fantastically well, like you feel like you did brilliantly well during the interview. But guess what? You're not answering the right questions. You're not answering the way you should answer. And thereon, you went ahead to not getting that offer. Okay, so you see, 3 things that you need in order for you to get a job in today's job market, not in tomorrow's market, but today, all right? The 3 things that you need is the right skill set, with the right experience, with the right employability skills. Now, when I'm talking about employability skills, the honest question you need to ask yourself is, can you sell yourself? Or do you go to an interview and seem desperate to get a job? Do you sound desperate when you go to look for a job? You might not know that you sound desperate, but you actually can sound desperate without you knowing. And the next thing is, can you sell the skills that you have? So you're applying for a role as a business analyst, or you're applying for data analyst roles, or you're applying for whatever kind of role, customer service, and you just find it difficult to get that job. All right? You need to ask yourself, can you sell the skills that you have? That's the next question. And lastly, can you sell your experience? So can you sell yourself? Can you sell your skill? And can you sell your experience? So let me tell you this. Whenever you go for an interview, you are selling these 3 things. These are the 3 things that you're selling. You're hawking it. The when you're in Nigeria, you put the food on your head and you're walking down the road for people to come buy it. You're hawking. When you apply for a job, when you're applying for jobs every single day, you are hawking your skills, your experience, and yourself. You're hawking yourself literally on the internet to say, come and buy, come and choose me. All right? Come and choose me. Come and choose me. I have these skills. Come and choose me. And all that. You're literally hawking yourself on the internet. So say people should come and hire you to do certain work. So when they see you, all right, and somebody's asking you, if somebody's selling oranges, for example, all right, oh, how much are your oranges? Oh, my oranges, 5 or 1,000, okay, or 2,000, or whatever the case might be. And the next question they're asking you is, okay, is it fresh? Is it this? Is it sweet? Is it that? Is it, the person would have to sell the product to you, all right? And that's exactly what you're doing during the interview process. Now, do you guys understand now? The honest question you need to ask, are you guys following me? Let me see. If you're following me, please drop a 1 in the chat. And if you're enjoying yourself, to drop a 1. Let's see. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying me and you're following me. Put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying yourself. Or put a 1 if you are absolutely stunned to be here. Awesome. I love this. Okay. All right. So these are the 3 things that you need in order for you to get a job in today's market. And you need to be honest with yourself. I do this every single time I have mentees, all right, that are in the UK, that are in the US, Canada, or anywhere in the world that are looking to get in a job. These are the things that you need to be honest with yourself. What skills do you have? What experience and what employability? Now, based on these 3 questions, okay, based on these 3 things, is the reason why we created Amdari. All right, it's literally the sole reason why we started Amdari. So I'm pretty sure some of you are new and you're hearing of Amdari for the very first time. So Amdari basically is a platform that guarantees you relevant work experience. Okay, so you see those 3 things that we talked about. We provide those 3 services, from skills to what? Experience, all the way to employability across 8 career paths: data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC, which is cybersecurity, GRC, governance, risk and compliance, and ethical hacking and penetration testing. So you see a lot of immigrants relocating outside the country, relocating a lot of Africans, or literally people in the UK currently looking to get in a job. And the sole reason why they can't get a job is because they don't have experience, or they're looking for a UK experience. Okay, so how do you get a UK experience without you getting a job? How do you get UK experience without a job? How do you tell a recruiter, yes, I do have this experience and I've worked and I've built solutions for companies here in the UK? How do you get that experience without you getting a job? That's exactly where Amdari comes in. We've provided that solution to you, and I'll be talking more on that solution as we go on in today's session. All right. So please, if you really want to get access to the material, I'm going to be sharing so many things with you today. If you want to get access to the material, please ensure you fill the attendance. So my colleague Toby is dropping the attendance form on in the chat. All you need to go there, click on the link to register to create your attendance. Okay. So that's all you need to do to get the access to the materials, to the recording of the session. Please ensure you click on the link to create that, to put in your information, all right, to get access to the recording, the materials, and all that. Now, what are we doing today? Okay, what are we doing today? Number one, step-by-step strategies for anyone looking to land a full-time job in the UK. So if you're looking to get in a job in the UK, we're going to be talking about the step-by-step strategy that you need to deploy today, not tomorrow, not next week, what you can deploy today in order for you to get a job in the UK, all right? The pathway to becoming a tech professional and getting a job. The whole essence why everybody wants to learn tech today is because they need a better job. They need flexibility. So we're going to be discussing another, strategies towards how you can secure a job within the tech space. Number three is to talk about our work experience internship. So if you're interested in a work experience internship, please, you need to wait to the end of the session to get started. All right. And we have a special offer for people that wait to the end of the session. If you wait to the end of the session, I have a delicious, sweet, offer for you to get on. Okay. So let's jump straight into it. So my name is Ifemena Ipro. My name is Ifemena Ipro, and I am the co-founder of Amdari. Okay. Before starting Amdari, I was just a regular person like every other person. Okay, I'm still a regular person actually. All right, but yeah, before starting Amdari, just a little bit of going back in time. Okay, so I studied economics in university. Actually went to Lee City University in Ibadan. Okay, studied economics in university, and after completing that, I got a job as a management consultant. I did management consulting, which is nothing tech related. Okay, I did that for about 4 years in Nigeria before I made that intentional decision to make a career change. Okay, so even while I was working as a management consultant in Nigeria, okay, I was asking myself this question: do I want to continue with consulting for the rest of my life? If you know consulting is busy work. Like you're working with different clients, you are solving problems. Yes, you're getting some skills, you're getting some experience, you're getting some good money back home in Nigeria. All right. Even though it was good life, it was good. The career was good. It was a good career. But I just felt like in order for me to climb the ladder to get to where I want to get to, okay, it would take me back then, it was taking me almost 7 years to get to like a senior manager level. All right. And this is me that just became an intern. Okay, so I became an intern. After intern, and I became a full-time staff. Then you see the transition from a consultant to a senior manager was almost like 7 years. So I was like, for 7 years of my life, I'm going to be working hard, working this hard in order for me to get to a senior manager level. So I was like, okay, do you know what? I want to make a transition. I want to move to something else. I want to do another career. Do you understand? And the good thing about the tech space is, this is one of the most delicious stuff about the tech space. Now, if it was 20, 30 years ago, I would need to go back to school to go learn another skill. Okay, spend another 4 years to go learn another skill in order for me to make this transition. Okay, but you see, at the comfort of my place in Lagos back then, I started learning. I read about tech. I read about data science. Okay, so the stuff then was data science was the sexiest job of the future. So I was like, okay, you know what? This sounds interesting. Let me get a career that is the sexiest job. Do you understand? Like I wanted to be sexy. I wanted the career that was sexy. And that's exactly what I did. So I started learning data science back then, data analytics, data science, and all that. Okay. And I will tell you this, it took me 2 years to get a job, my first ever data role. It took me 2 solid years, in order for me to get my first job. So now the puzzling question I needed to ask myself, when I got that job, I was asking myself this question: should it take people 2 years to get this job? this job I'm doing currently, the job I was doing at the time, I was asking myself that question: should it have taken me 2 years to get this job? And the answer was a resounding no. It shouldn't take me 2 years to get a job. It shouldn't. In any world itself, it shouldn't have taken me 2 years. But you see, one of the major challenges that I had at the time was I had no mentor. I had nobody that could have a session like this, what we're having today. Nobody was doing sessions like this to talk about strategies, key things that they failed in, and how they overcame it in order for them to get their first job. So nobody had sessions like this back then, 10 years ago. Nobody had stuff like this. I mean, I don't even think Google Meet was widely used back then. So there was no sessions like this talking about how strategies people should take in order for them to get a job. You see, in my experience in the last 5 years, co-founding Amdari, co-founding Tenalytics combined, I've helped well over close to 3,000 people actually land their first job in the tech space. Some people have done theirs in like a month. Some people have done it in 2 months. Some people have done it in 6 months. Some people have done it in 7 months, but definitely lesser than 2 years that it took me. So the key thing that you need to take away from this session is follow who knows road. Follow the person that knows the way. All right. If you're looking at getting something done, you look for somebody that can do it fast and efficient. And that's essentially what makes us better than any other person. And that's my experience. So in my own personal experience working in the tech space, I've worked as a data analyst, I've worked as a data scientist, I've worked as a data engineer, business systems analyst, Power Platform developer, and I've led analytics for several companies in the UK, in Ireland, now in Canada, the same thing. So those are my experiences, and I've worked across different industries, different sectors, and all that. But remember, the reason why I'm sharing this story today is to tell you that regardless of whatever experience that you had before, okay, you can leverage that experience in order for you to get into a profitable career, okay, a highly profitable career. And we're going to be explaining all that in today's session, all right? And I'm going to be sharing my own personal story. So you see, I told you about how I moved from becoming an economist, studying economics in university, to transitioning to getting a job as a management consultant in Lagos. I relocated to Ireland, and guess what? I couldn't get a job. What did I do? I was working in the warehouse. So who is doing a menial job today? Let me see. You don't have to be, it's not something that is private. It's not bad. Look, this is my own picture over here. Okay. All right. So who's doing a menial job? If you're doing a menial job today, just give me a thumbs up. You don't need to comment a one or anything. Just give me a thumbs up. If you're doing something menial, you're working in a warehouse, you're working in care, you're doing a cleaner job, you're washing plates, you are doing something menial at the moment, just give me a thumbs up. It's okay. All right. I've done it, and I know it's difficult, and I'll tell you this. Coming from Nigeria, where I was working as a consultant, moving to Ireland, okay? When I got to Ireland, I got to see that, my rent is not yearly. It's not yearly. I don't pay yearly rent anymore. Every month, that rent is due, and you need to pay for it. Okay, you need to pay for the rent, you need to pay for electricity, you need to pay for water, you need to pay for transportation. There's so many things that you need to pay for. All right. So I saw the naira that I brought gradually depleting. Okay, even though I was flexing for the first 3 months. I was flexing as a master's student, okay? So I was flexing, I brought some cool small money from my savings as a consultant. That back then, exchange rate was about 400 naira to €1. It was about 400, okay? So I was flexing, I could buy anything I wanted to buy. I bought clothes, I bought things. I saw that money gradually depleting very quickly. And I was like, okay, do you know what? Maybe it's high time I actually start to look at getting a job. So I was looking at getting like an office job, where I could be on the computer. I was doing, something consulting. A reality setting that part-time job doesn't even work that way. Getting a part-time job doesn't work that way, okay, in Ireland. So I needed to get a job in a warehouse. And that was how I got a job in the warehouse, okay? So I was working in the warehouse. The money was okay at the time, pretty okay, compared to other care jobs or other jobs at the time. Was pretty okay, okay? But it was night shift, and I was doing night shift, okay? So now, moving on. So you see, when I was doing my master's, it was okay for me to do the warehouse job. It was okay. I was doing 20 hours, so it was okay. I was in school, I was doing my projects, I was earning money enough for me to take care of my rent, feeding, and so many other things. They call it survival job, survival, just to survive, okay? So you see, even after my master's, I was like, when I complete my master's, I have a master's now, I will be able to get a job. What's the thought in my head? Was the thought I had in my head? Okay, I would be able to get a job. Now, fast forward, 1 month after my master's, applying, I couldn't get a job. Applying. Second month, I couldn't get a job. Third month, same thing. Desperation starts to set in. And I was still doing, I don't need to do warehouse job and all that. So I wasn't working full time. I was still doing a little bit of part time, just about 40 hours in a week. It was full time, but it was 40 hours is still small. It's not plenty time. Trust me, if you're working in, the Menial job, you know that 40 hours is just like, it's okay. It's not bad, but it won't make you very good. Okay. So, in the third month, I made that realization that, okay, do you know what? If I'm not getting a job, at least with this warehouse job I'm doing, let me even be working like super full time, over full time, so if possible, working more than 40 hours, sometimes 60, 70 hours, 60, 70, 80 hours in some cases. All right. But you see, in the process of me applying for job, okay, those months, I realized things, that, there were things I realized that took me away from my destination, which is getting a job in the tech space. Okay. So I moved from Nigeria as a consultant. I'd never gotten a job as a data professional in Nigeria before I relocated. It was after I relocated, I got the job. Okay. So number one thing that I noticed was, and I realized this the hard way because I spent another like almost 6 months after my master's working in the warehouse. Okay. And it shouldn't have been the same. That shouldn't have even been the case if I had people that could talk to me. So I learned this by myself. So the reason why I even learned this by myself, was through a recruiter. So a recruiter saw my CV, okay, and was telling me, we had the conversation for almost 1 hour, and after the call, the guy he told me that, Ifemena, he called me Effie. He said, Effie, on your CV, it shows that you have experience, like you've done small things around data analytics, you facilitated on some sessions, you've done this, you've done that, and all that. But the way you're conversing with me, you're conversing as though you are a beginner. You're conversing as though you just started and you want to, and you are looking for an opportunity. You're looking for that opportunity for you to kickstart your career. But from your CV, it shows that you have some experience. And that's what I wanted you to, that's what I wanted you to put forward. So you see, that guy gave me that feedback, even though he rejected me. All right. I'm like, okay, you are seeing my experience. You said you see the experience that you're looking for, but you still rejected me. But long story short, having that conversation with that guy actually opened my eyes that, okay, do you know what? Maybe there were things that I was doing the wrong way. Okay. So you see, whenever I go for an interview, while I was working in the warehouse, I'll go for an interview and I would emphasize my master's. Oh, I have a master's in data analytics. Oh, I have a degree in economics. I have a master's, I have a certificate, I have several certificates from several Udemy courses I've taken. I have several this, I have several that. So, I kept saying those are the things I put forward because I felt like it was important for them to know that I have a master's in data analytics and data science. I have different certificates to back up my experience. But you see, I got more and more rejections. The next thing was I reached work experience. So while I was working in the warehouse, I put it on my CV that, most people will tell me that, okay, people that I met told me that you need to show that you are working in Ireland or the UK or Canada. You need to put it on your CV that your last experience should not be in Nigeria. You have to put that you're working in Ireland, even if you're a cleaner, put it there, cleaner Ireland. They want to see that you are working with indigents. I mean, that's one of the most, I'm looking for a very good English to use. That's one of the most destructive things you can actually do to yourself. So on your CV, you apply for whatever role, a business analyst, even a customer service role. But in your experience, you now put cleaner currently, you're a cleaner, or you are working in logistics or warehouse operative. That's what I put on my CV at the time. I ended up put warehouse operative, and I was applying for technical roles. You see, the rejection emails I got was outstanding, All right. So all those people that would say that, all those people that you go and put, you're applying for one type of role, but you're putting your care job on your CV. to apply for a business analyst role just because you want to show people that you're working in the UK. That is something that is the reason why you're getting a lot of rejection. All right. So the next thing is downplaying my past experience. Downplaying my past experience. That's one major thing that I had issues with, or that I had, well, that gave me another level of rejection email. Downplaying past experience. So you see a lot of people say that, okay, I was working in the bank, I was a teller in the bank in Nigeria. I'm using Nigeria because I'm Nigerian, so pardon me, okay? So, I was a teller in one of the banks in Ghana back then, but I've moved to the UK now. How do I leverage my teller experience in getting a job in the UK? It is 100% possible. So your past experience is not worthless. It's actually very, very helpful when you want to scale, when you're looking at transitioning into a new career, or if getting a job in a new country. Your past experience is valid. And the question I would use to answer that is, now, Excel in Ghana, in Tanzania, in whatever part of the country in Africa you're coming from, okay, and Excel in the UK. Are they two different type of Excel? They are the same type of, Excel is Excel. Python programming in Nigeria is the same thing in Canada. All right, Power BI, Trello, Jira, Draw.io, Azure DevOps. The Azure DevOps in Nigeria is the same one in the UK. So what makes it different? What makes the experience in Nigeria different from the ones in the UK? It's not different. Okay, so don't downplay your past experience. The next thing that this one here is a corporate for everybody. Literally everybody. If you're getting lots of rejection today, it's because you have a poor CV. Okay, it's not because of your first name. It's not because of your last name. It's not because of it's not because you're African. It's clearly because you have a bad CV. You have a bad CV. All right. So if you're enjoying yourself, please, and you want to get access to the recording, please ensure that you fill the attendance form. Fill the attendance form to get access to the recording of today's session. All right. Get access to the recording of today's session. Now, I want to explain the reason why you have a bad CV. I want to explain to you so you understand. So you'll stop saying that, oh, it's because of my first name. Maybe I should use my English name. So people will call me. Let me explain it. Let me explain the current job market. Okay. Let me explain the current job market. Let me say this is today's job market. Okay. Today's job market. There's a job post. When they post a job online, they post a job online. Okay. This is a job post. Let's just say a job post. Okay. Now, you see this job post. This is you. All right. You see this job post. All right. You see it. And what do? You apply for the job. You apply. You see the job and you apply. So most people actually feel that most people, that's you. The reason why you want to go change your first name to English name, because when they see my CV, they will know that Michael is, they won't know where I'm coming from. Michael, or your name is Victoria. You go and put Victoria in your CV just because, you think it's going to increase your chances. No. Your thought process is when you apply for a job, the recruiter would look at your CV first. That's what you're thinking. All right? That's what most people think. So when you think that when you apply for a job, the recruiter will review your CV, then they will call you. All right? But that's not the case. That is absolutely wrong. Now, let me tell you exactly what happens when you apply for a job. The first thing that they're going to look at, the first thing that will look at your CV is what we call ATS. Now, this is where I'm going to be asking questions, and I want to see the people that I want to give to the people that answer my questions in class today. So now, have you guys, if you know what ATS stands for, put it in the chat. Let's see. I'm going to be taking down people's name of people that are answering my questions in class today. So if you know what ATS stands for, just put the answer in the chat. You know what ATS stands for? Put it in the chat. Let's see. I'm going to be gifting somebody $250 after the session. So if you answer my question, you're going to be getting $250. If you're the person that answers most of the questions, you get $250 at the end of the session. All right. So let's go. Application tracking system. That's good. All right. I think Bill is quite okay. So Bill, you tried, but that was not the answer. is actually applicant tracking software or system. So Oladipo, okay? Aki Oluwakemi. Oh, that's Oluwakemi. All right, so Kemi, you're absolutely correct. So you have 1 point. You're currently leading at the moment based on the question that you answer. All right, so that is what we have there. So it's called the applicant tracking system. It's called the applicant tracking system. So ATS stands for applicant, okay? Applicant tracking software. Give me a second. I want to get a tiny pen. Applicant tracking, okay? Tracking, and we call it either system or software. It's still the same thing. So you see this ATS, okay? When you apply for a job, the ATS would look at your application, and search for what we call certain keywords, okay? We'll look for certain keywords in your CV. Now, if the keyword it's looking for exists, if it doesn't exist, if it doesn't exist, what would happen? You get a rejection email, okay? So you see sometimes you apply for a job and in like 5-10 minutes, you're getting a rejection email. It's because keywords you don't have that on your CV, okay? The certain keyword that is required doesn't exist, you get a rejection email. So you see if the keyword exists on the other hand, then that's when the recruiter will get to look at your CV, okay? Then the recruiter will review your CV, then would now choose to call or not call the person. So if you're applying for jobs today in today's market, and you're always getting rejection email, you have a what? You have a poor CV structure. You have a poor CV, you have a poor structure. That's one thing that you need to agree. We need to all agree on it in today's session, okay? So that's one thing that you need to know. So you see, I was getting a lot of rejection emails, and it took me time before I knew that it was actually my CV. Now let me tell you the reason how I even found out it was my CV. I got a mentor at the time, okay? Her name is, what's her name again? Can't remember her name. Yeah, anyways, I reached out to her on LinkedIn, told her the situation at the time, and then she was like, oh, send me your CV. I sent her the CV, and she was like, this literally cannot get you a job in Ireland at the time. So long story short, bad CV, and that was one of the reasons why I couldn't get a job. Next thing is lack of focus. So most of us are very, 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 in the same boat when it comes to lack of focus. And let me just visually explain why I'm saying this. Now, let me use myself as an example. You see, when I finished my master's, okay, and I was looking for a job, I told you it took me another after the first 3 months of finishing my master's, I couldn't still get a job, okay? But you see, in this period, okay, in these 3 months, I'm talking about, in these 3 months, I had 3 friends, okay, that got jobs, that we finished masters, even though not the same program, but they finished their masters and they got jobs. The first one was a software engineer, okay, was a software engineer, okay, was a software engineer. So when I saw that this guy got a job, and I was like, I might be like, say, like jobs for software engineering plenty, like there are jobs in software engineering. So I left everything. I left all the data analytics I was doing. I left it alone. Everything data that I was doing, I left it alone. And I went to go and start learning software, okay, engineering. I went to go and start learning how to code, how to build a website, front end, back end, and everything. So I spent another like almost 3 weeks learning software engineering. Then I saw that, okay, do you know what? I think there's a waste of time learning software engineering. So what did I do? I stopped software and I went back to data, okay? In the same vein, another person got a job as a product designer, okay? Another friend that I was close to back then got a job as a product designer. And I felt like, okay, it'd be like saying, the guy was telling me that, okay, it's easy for you to get a job. You just need to work on some project, blah, 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 blah. What did I do? I dropped data again the second time, and I went to go learn product design, okay? I went to go and learn product design again. So I spent another like 4 weeks learning Figma, learning all the things I needed to learn and all that. So what I noticed again that it was so bad, it was too long, it was taking me longer. I went back again to data analytics. Okay. Then the third friend again got a job as a cloud DevOps. Okay. All right. What did I do again? I left that one to come and learn cloud DevOps. So you see that period of first 3 months that I said I couldn't get a job. It was because I was opting for one career path to the other career path to the other career path to the other career path. And you see, that lack of focus was one of the reasons why I couldn't get a job. Okay? So the data where I eventually still got a job, it took me going to software engineering, going to product design, going to cybersecurity, going to cloud, going to everything, in order for, without making any headway. So I see a lot of us in that same boat where, somebody said it's easy to get a job as a business analyst. You leave everything that you're learning and go and learn business analysis. It's easy to get a job as a project manager because you don't need any, you go and learn project management. Or it's easy to get a job as the SOC analyst, the GRC analyst. You leave everything to go and learn GRC. We are just hopping from one career path to the other without making any necessary headway. Okay, so lack of focus is one of the major reasons why you are also not getting a job. Okay, it affected me, and I'm pretty sure it's affecting you. The next thing is poor interviewing skills. I gave a little hint about this already. Okay, and last but not the least, no relevant work experience. Now, you see, this is a list of things that is affecting everybody. We rely on the masters that we just completed. We are looking to get a UK experience, so we get a menial job and put it on our CV to tell potential recruiters and employers that we are currently working in the UK. But we are working in a UK job, we're working in a customer service role and all that. Now, downplaying our past experience is another thing that we do. It's not relevant. Nigeria experience is not cool. Kutalenu is not clean. Do you understand? It's not clean enough. Okay, I need quality experience. It has to be UK experience. So you downplay your past experience. Poor CV is the reason why you're getting a lot of rejection emails. Number 4, the next one is lack of focus, poor interviewing skills, and last but not the least, no relevant work experience. Now, are these some of the issues that you're facing at the moment? Give me a 1 in the chat. If this is some of the problems that you're currently facing, give me a 1 in the chat. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you how you can solve this problem. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to solve this problem. Don't worry, I won't just itemize all these problems without giving you a solution to it. Okay, all right. So you see, eventually I was able to get a job. Okay, I was able to get a job with the same company I was working in the warehouse. So I was the same person. I was the same person working in the warehouse. I was working with DPD at the time. Okay, so you guys in the UK, DPD. You guys in Ireland, DPD is the same thing. You're in Germany, DPD. You're in majority of the European countries, DPD exists in there. So I was working in the warehouse in DPD in Ireland at the time. But I was able to get a job with the same DPD working as a business intelligence developer. You see the transition, the same organization. So 2 weeks before, I gave myself 2 weeks before I resumed the full-time opportunity. So you see, working in the warehouse, got a job in the same organization. So a couple of weeks before, I was going to do night shift. Okay, a couple of weeks after, I was working in the office. I was the one making, reports to the CEO. The CEO was waiting for me to give them reports and so on and so forth. The same year. Okay, so what changed? Those are the things that you need to understand. What changed? I implemented what we call the 6-step approach to career transitioning. All right, 6-step approach to career transition. I mean, I deserve a round of applause for, when people come up with strategies, it's from their own experience. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. I feel blessed. I mean, I can wrap up the session now. I feel the applause that you guys are giving to me, I feel joy and happiness within me. All right. So I came up with this 6-step approach, and you need to listen to it, okay? And let me tell you my own testimonial before I move ahead to telling you what the 6-step approach is, okay? So you see, I implemented this 6-step approach, and guess what? In the same year, I was working as a warehouse guy. I got my first job. I got another offer from Dell. You can see this is the email, all right, from Dell itself. It was a demand planning advisor role. So most people will see the demand planning and think it is office job. It's just, it's actually core data science, forecasting, predictive analytics role. So you're going to do a lot of forecasting, a lot of predictive modeling, so on and so forth. So it's it's data science related. All right. So I got a job and I was excited. I was like, wow. Okay. From getting no jobs to getting my first job to getting another better offer. These guys were looking at paying me considerably more than they were paying me on my current job. Okay, so long story short, okay, I eventually had to reject this offer. I rejected this offer. The reason why I rejected the offer was simple. I went ahead to tell my boss at the time where I was working in DPD, told them in DPD that I'd gotten another offer and I was willing to resign. Now, guess what? Fast forward just about the next day, my direct reports, my direct boss was telling me that, oh, they're going to increase the offer, match the offer, and also include some perks, additional perks that they knew what to give me in the first time. They added some perks to it, and I was excited. I was like, okay, do you know what? This is somebody that was working in the warehouse just a couple of months ago. Now it's getting way better salaries than majority of the people that I knew were working at the time that had gotten jobs before I did. Okay, now the offer was better. Perks were there. Sponsorship came into the conversation. All right, and I was like, okay, life is looking good. Fast forward in less than 2 months. Okay, in less than 2 months, I got another offer. This is another offer. This is me. This is not another person. This is literally a female. All right, got another offer, and it was for a business systems analyst role, and it was paying way more than the first role. The second role was even paying me. And guess what? I went to meet my boss again. Boss, I've got another offer. I want to leave. Okay, I'm making a living. And he smiled and I was like, yo, Effie, it's not every time you get a new offer, we're going to up and match the offer. I mean, you can continue to do this for the rest of the year, and we can't match the offer. So he said, wishing you all the best, guys, wishing you all the best, and you're good to go. This was another multinational organization in Ireland. I got a job there. Now, see where I'm coming from. I learned data. Okay, you see all the mistakes I made were valid. Now, you don't have to make those mistakes also. You don't have to go rigmarole and start to figure out things yourself. And you don't have to go with what people have told you. So you see, when I go to Ireland, most people, when you relocate, you can't get a good job. You can't say people are racist, this and this and that and that. So many excuses, and and most people fall into that loop also that you can't get a good job. This is me. And fast forward in literally after this particular, I got this second one. I was there for like a year plus. All right, got another offer, got another better offer, and that was how I got to my 6-figure within 2 years, less than 2 years of living outside the country. The first ever 6-figure role I ever did was in Ireland. All right, and that's how this is all within the same year. That's the reason why you're seeing this all on the same screen. Now, can you do the same thing? It's a posing question you're likely asking yourself today. Can you replicate the same thing? Can you do the same thing? Can you move from the current career where you are to this kind of career, the career path that you want to go into? Like I said earlier, it took me 2 years. But when I got this job, I was asking myself, should it have taken me 2 years to get in this job? And the answer is a resounding no. No. Most people are stuck on the role. Most people are stuck on learning because you feel like you need to learn everything. And I usually tell most people, learn what is required for you to get a job. Don't learn everything. You don't need to be perfect. Nobody needs you to be perfect on a job. People need you to do the job. They need you to do the job. So what is the required skill? What is the required thing that you need to ask yourself, that you need to have in order for you to get a job? Remember, the 3 things that we spoke about at the start of this session is work experience, skill is the first thing, experience is the second, and the third one is what? Can you remember? Another prize winner, another person did another one. The 3 things that we talked about at the start of the session: skill is the first thing, number 2 is experience, and the third one, what is it, guys? What is the fastest finger? Let's go. All right, so I have what's his name? I have Celine Ufoma is the first person I've okay, no, it's not Celine. Akaboiku Godwin Orji. Okay, so Godwin is pairing with Orji. Okay, so Godwin and Oluwakemi are matching. They're currently tying for first position. All right, so 3 things are skills, experience, and the third one is employability. Now, this is a 6-step approach. So if you have not been listening, you need to listen now. If you've not been listening, you need to listen right now. Now, let's go with the 6 things, okay? Let's go with the 6 things you need to do. Number 1, identify your desired tech career. Identify. Well, I have selected 8 of them here. Okay, and I'll tell you the reason why I selected 8 of this career path. So we have data analytics, data science, business analysis, project management, data engineering, SOC, where we're talking about cybersecurity as a whole, as a career path. So you have data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC analyst, GRC, governance, risk and compliance, and you have ethical hacking. So identify your career path, identify. Now, what I want you to do next is learn the skills. Now, you can learn the skills from anywhere. You can go on YouTube to go learn it. You can go on Udemy to go learn. You can go on Udacity, LinkedIn Learning, Analytics. You can go on all these platforms to go learn the skills that you need. All right? Now, if you're trying to learn on YouTube, please, you need to consult somebody. What skills do I need to learn? Or you need to talk about, the right skills that you need to learn in order for you to get a job. So learn the skills. Learn the skills. That's the next thing. So YouTube, Udemy, Analytics, LinkedIn Learning, and all these platforms, you can go there to go learn the skills required for you to get a job. The next thing you need to get is project-based experience. Project-based experience. Now, let me tell you something. Let me gist a little bit. So you see, when I was looking at getting the job, my first job, that first job I was looking at, I felt I needed mad experience. I felt I needed so much experience. Like I needed to have solved problems for different organizations across the world before I could get a job. Now, guess what? During the interview process for one of the roles I got, okay, they were asking me, okay, it was even the third role actually. So the boss was asking me at the time, Femena, can you show me some of the reports you've built in the past? And I was like, I don't have any reports because I don't have any experience working as a data analyst. Okay, the only thing I've done were the things I've built out of my own interest. Okay, so I find the data online, I work on the data. So I find the data somewhere, I work on the data, and so on and so forth. So those are the things I've done. But let me tell you my response. Okay, so I told the lady, okay, most of the reports I've built in my past experience I can't share because it has private information. Okay, so I don't feel comfortable sharing those kind of information in our interview today. And the lady was like, oh yeah, she understands. I mean, she wouldn't do the same to the organization where she works. Okay, but can you show me any other thing that you've done before? Can you show me any projects can you just show me any projects you have? And I was like, oh yeah, I do a lot of training. I train people, and I also teach. I also, out of my own interest, I do a lot of projects by myself. And the most recent project I've worked on was an Arsenal dashboard. So if you go to my LinkedIn page today, if you scroll down to my post, I think I posted about it. I used an Arsenal dashboard. And I used to be an Arsenal fan. So I got the data from online, a website. I cleaned the data, did the visualization and reporting, automated the process and all that using Power BI. And you see, that was what got me the job. So it was and I was puzzling. I was like, okay, do you know what? A lot of people can actually do this thing better than I did. Okay, but they will not showcase a Power BI, a national dashboard in an interview process because they feel like it's not good enough. Okay, but guess what? That was what I used to get a job. They were looking at somebody that was very good with Power BI, somebody that was very good in Tableau, and they call it reverse engineering. So they were migrating from Tableau to Power BI. So they wanted somebody that would understand Power BI, okay, and can move reports from Tableau to Power BI, just like engineering, reverse engineering, analytics engineering, okay? So you see, and that was what I showed them, that I was able to build a report in Power BI for Arsenal, and that's how I got a job. If you don't believe me, let me just see if I can show you my LinkedIn so you get to see. Let me go to my profile real quick, okay? All right. If you go down to just where you have activities or show up post, I started teaching people this. And guess what? I used the same technique for some guys in Ireland back then, okay? Even before I started training and started businesses and all the helping people literally across the world transition. If you scroll down far enough, you would see the dashboard I built, okay? If I scroll down enough, you'll see, but we don't have enough time. You can go check it out. If I'm able to get the link, I will send to you guys part of the material so you can see it for yourself. So gain project-based experience. Project-based experience is imperative for you to get a job. So if you don't have experience, you're working in customer service, but you want to get a job as a data engineer, all you need to work on is relevant projects. And I'm going to show some of those projects in today's session. Now, the next thing is getting employability skills, great CV, learn how to interview, go for an interview. Tell me about yourself. How do you answer that question? Do you know how to answer that question? Okay, oh, can we meet you? Can you let us know more about yourself? How do you answer that question? That is imperative for you to get a job. Okay? Or how do you answer scenario-based questions? Scenario-based questions like, tell me about a time you've done XYZ before. Okay, tell me about a time you worked with a difficult stakeholder. Tell me about a time you dealt with dirty data. Tell me about a time you created a report and the numbers were wrong. Tell me about a time you have worked with vulnerability assessment. You know, all these questions, how do you answer these questions? That's employability skills. And the next thing is networking, and the last one is mentorship. What we're doing today is a version of mentorship. It's a little bit about mentorship, okay? And that's exactly the 6-step approach. So you see, if I had not worked with a mentor, I would have kept applying for jobs with the same CV, and I would have been getting lots of rejection emails. Lots and lots, and I'll feel like, okay, it's not possible for you to get a job in this country. But meanwhile, you know, information is actually key. Information actually helps you a lot. So you see, I'm pretty sure all of us on the call now today, if a man help me, I beg, help me, okay, what skills guarantees a job? And I mentioned eight skills, okay? I mentioned 8 skills, all right? Now, what skills guarantees I get a job in the UK? I'm looking for sponsored jobs. I'm looking for a full-time job. I'm looking for some type of job, a full-time job that provides some remote opportunities, of hybrid opportunities, of flexibility. What skills guarantees I get a job? And you see, this is not coming from me anymore. This is coming from the Future of Jobs report. Now, if you remember at the start of the session, I mentioned something. I said I read a document that told me about the sexiest job of the future. Can you guys remember? Give me a thumbs up if you remember. If you remember, give me a thumbs up. So I mentioned at the start of the session that, you know, I read a document that told me about the sexiest job of the future, and it was data science at the time. And this was the report. This was the same report I'm going to share with you today. The same report that you have here today is the same report that I read a couple of years ago, okay? And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you, the Future of Jobs report. Now, the reason why you need to fill the attendance form is simple. Now, all these materials that I have on the screen, you would have access to them also, okay? So if you fill the attendance form, you get access to the material. You see this button here, click here to download. You can click on it, and it will take you to the page. It will take you to the page where we have the report. It will take you to the page where we have the report. So you see now, this page is this document is a 290-page document talking about what? The Future of Jobs Report 2025. So if you fill the attendance, you will get access to this material, and you get access to everything else. Okay. So let's fire away. Let's fire down. So this report divided roles, the job in the job market today. It divided it into jobs that will continue to grow. So over here we have jobs that will grow. Okay. And over here we have jobs that will decline. So jobs that will grow and jobs that would decline. So you see job growth and decline 2025 to 2030, meaning that in the next 5 years, you need to reposition yourself. Okay, for the next 5 years, you need to make that internal conviction to reposition yourself. So we have, you see here, we have architects and surveyors, we have secondary school education teachers, we have compliance officers. These roles are going to decline in the future. Special education teachers, construction laborers, sales and representative. All right, AI is literally taking majority of these roles already. But the roles are going to decline. I mean, you can go there and look at the roles where you are at this point in time. Okay, you can go there and take a look at the roles that the role that you're doing at the moment, and look for it if it is here. So you see, human resources specialist are also here. General operations manager, financial analyst, heavy truck and bus drivers, lawyers, and so on and so forth. But now let's take a look at career paths that are going to grow, that are going to continue to grow. Okay, let's take a look at that. That's the main cause. That's the main concern at the moment. Okay, so you see here, I'm going to highlight some of them here. So you see, big data specialist, AI and machine learning specialist, security management specialist, data warehousing specialist, data analyst, and scientist. So all of you that are thinking that data analytics is saturated, data science is saturated, I'm not going to go there. It's too saturated. Everybody's learning it. Continue. All right. Information security analyst, data engineers, okay, digital transformation specialist, process automation specialist, organizational development specialist, database and network professionals. So you see, these are technical roles that will continue to grow from 2025 to 2030. Now, see these technical roles falls into data engineering, data analytics and data science, business analysis. So you see where you see digital transformation and process automation, that falls into the domain of data analytics, business analysis. All right. We have cybersecurity, security management specialist. We have information security analyst. We have networking professionals. Then you also HR analyst, organization and development specialist. It doesn't end there. We have more. Business intelligence analyst, database architect, sales and marketing professionals, supply chain and some logistics specialist, management and organizational analyst, training and development specialist. So you see all these roles falls into the domain of data analytics and data science, data engineering, and HR analytics. So that's what came up with those career paths that we talked about earlier. Okay. So the reason why we have positioned people is to position people for success. Okay. So in the next 5 years, you are relevant. You are still highly relevant. That's exactly what you're looking at. So currently you're looking for a job and you're, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you're looking to get in a full-time sponsored job working in the tech space. Now, is it possible? 100%. It's possible. Okay. It's 100% possible. And we have a ton of people that would showcase that. So you see data analysts, you see data scientists, you see data engineering, you see business analysis, project management, SOC, GRC specialist, ethical hacking, and penetration testing. Which of these career paths are you interested in? Let me see. Put it in the chat. Let's see. Which of these career paths are you interested in? Which of these career paths? So somebody's asking me what time. I told you I'm going to do this in 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes at the max. So I still have a few minutes to go. Okay. So we have data analysts, we have data science, we have project management, we have business analysts, we have data scientists, we have quite a number of people, cybersecurity, SOC analysts, SOC, okay, quite a number of people literally across the world, okay, across different roles. So now the key thing here is, remember, what's that thing I told you? If you choose the career path, what's the next thing to do? All right, when you choose the career path, what's the next thing you do? Guys, let me see. Learn, somebody said skill. Once you learn the particular career path, what's the next thing that you need to identify the skills, learn the skill, gain project. Oh, gift. I'll give you 2 points for this, your answer. All right. Gift, I'll gift you 2 points. Okay. All right, for this answer that you gave to me, absolutely resounding. I don't know if you copied it from somewhere, but this is absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. So you see, when you choose your career path, one key thing I'll tell you today, okay, and let me whisper it so that it's not everybody that will hear it. Let me whisper. I'm going to whisper it. Please, guys, focus. Focus is what I'm talking about. Focus. Don't tell anybody. So you pick a career path, please focus on it. So all the other noise that is around you, oh, I got a job, hey, I got this one, hey, this one is better than this one, hey, this one is better than this one, it's easy to learn this one. They are just noise, literally distractions taking you away from the goal. Okay, so whatever career path that you've selected, if you are not unsure, if you're unsure of a career path, I mean, you can have a conversation with us. You can send us an email. We'll talk about that in the next couple of minutes. Okay, but you choose one career path that you want to get into. All right. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is 4 things you must keep in mind. I'm wrapping up in the next few minutes. 4 things you must keep in mind. Now, currently, it's an interest. It's still an interest for some majority of us. It's still an interest. Okay. I want to start a career in data analytics. I want to start a career in project management. I want to start a career in SOC analyst. I want to start a career in data engineering. That's an interest. So how do you move from interest to reality? Which reality is, I got the job. I got the job. And that's exactly what you need. Okay. So number one is skill. Just like Enos, I'm just going back again to remind you, reinforce everything that we've learned today. So number one is the skill. Go learn the skill. Not everything, not every single thing. You don't need to go learn everything. And I'll tell you the things that you need to learn. Don't worry. Okay. Like I said, I'm not gatekeeping any information. Okay. Number one is a skill. Number two, what opportunities exist? Okay. What opportunities currently exist for that career path? So I want to become a data scientist, for example. What skills do I need to learn? Now, if I learn data analytics, what opportunities exist in the job market? That's the interesting question you need to ask yourself. Now, the next thing is, what is the required experience? Okay, so if I identify these opportunities, what experiences do I need to get that job? What skills, what opportunities exist? What required experience do you need? And last but not the least, employability skills. Okay, employability skills. So job preparation, interview preparation, CV revamp, CV review, LinkedIn optimization. This falls into employability skills. So the reason why I tell you to fill the attendance form is because, again, I've itemized everything that you need to know, from the tools and technologies that you need to learn to the job titles, the opportunities in the current job market, and the experience that you need in order for you to get a job in the career path. So in order for us to start, okay, let's start with data analytics, and I'm going to do this very quickly. So please fill the attendance form, get the materials, and you can look at this at your own spare time. So now, in the job market for data analytics, the technologies that you need to learn: Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Microsoft Fabrics, ChatGPT, that's AI, okay? Those are the key technologies that you need to learn. For job opportunities, most people think that, because I do data analytics, I can only work as a data analyst. That is the most fallacious statement you can ever make. All right, let's do a quick one. Let's do it a little bit of practical. I'm going to go online. I'm going to go, you guys are all, majority of us are in the UK. All right, so I'll go to read.co.uk. Read.co.uk is a job board in the UK. So let me search for data analyst. Okay, so let me search for the word data analyst. Okay, so I'm going to look for a job. Let's say I'm looking for a job in the UK. I search for data analyst. Now, let me show you something real quick. So for this role, data analyst, so most people would want to apply for data analyst roles. Okay, so you see this date posted. So date posted, the dates the job were posted. See now, today, okay, 6 were posted today, Saturday. You won't expect so much on the Saturday. Okay. Now, last 3 days, 610 jobs were posted in the last 3 days. Last week alone, 890 jobs were posted. Now, in the last 2 weeks, 1,314 were posted in the last 2 weeks. Those are opportunities that you can actually take advantage of. Now, that's not all. Now, as a data analyst, can you do something else? Yes, you can. What other jobs can you do? I'm going to look at anything around business intelligence, BI, business intelligence. Okay, business intelligence, BI. So you see, another set of jobs that you can apply to is BI analyst, BI developer, so on and so forth. 11 were posted today. In the last 3 days, 488 were posted. And this is not the same thing as data analytics or data analyst. This is another set of opportunities that you could actually apply to. So you see a lot of people say that, I can't get a job. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what jobs are there. Are there jobs in this space? I mean, 481 for business intelligence, 488, 702 in the last week, 1,173 were posted in the last 2 weeks. So you see this. Now, do you think there are opportunity here? Now, even with just data analytics, take for example, I know how to use Power BI. I come here to search for Power BI. There are what roles called Power BI developer roles that you could also take on. So you see, when you're looking at opportunity, and that's what I'm asking, that's what I led with, is what opportunities exist in this career path that you're going into. It's the same thing with data science. It's the same thing with data engineering. Okay? Like I said, I've been doing this for the last 10 years. I've worked for companies in the UK. I've worked for companies in Ireland. I've worked for companies in the UK and in the US and also in Canada. And I'll tell you this. Majority of the roles that I have personally held, none of them as data analyst, data scientist. data engineer. No, majority of them don't carry that same title. They carry something entirely different. And that's the part of opportunities that we're talking about. So if you're going for data science, Excel, SQL, Tableau, Python, machine learning, cloud, these are key skills that you need to learn or gain experience in. Some of the job titles are here also for you to take a look at. Okay, fill the attendance and you can look at this at your own time. The experience that you need. Okay, technology experience, data cleaning, data reporting, exploratory data analysis, machine learning, testing and deployment, problem solving, and so on. Data engineering, the same thing, PySpark, GitHub, Azure, AWS, Draw.io, SQL, Python, SQL, and so on and so forth. The skills that you need to learn and the experience that you need. So for the guys in business analysis, project management, the same thing. For the guys in business analysis, let's do a quick one also for the guys in business analysis. So it doesn't feel like it's just, data analytics that we're looking at. So data business analyst, okay? Business analyst. So you see this also. You come down here, okay? Come here. 9 jobs are posted today. 3 days ago, 628 jobs are posted. 966 jobs are posted. In the last 2 weeks, 1,457 were posted. Now, is this the only job that you can do as a business analyst? Absolutely no. You also have what we call business data analyst roles, okay, that you can apply to. Now, that's another set of jobs that you can apply to. What can you do with this one again? 5 jobs were posted today, 535 were posted in the last 3 days, 789. This is another job opportunity that you don't know that even existed. Is that the only one? No, absolutely no. There's something we call process analyst, okay? Process analyst, process improvement analyst, business process analyst. These roles are roles that you can take on. Now, last 3 days, 355. Last week, 473. Last 2 weeks, 675. Not as many, but still there silently, receiving less attention from people like you because you don't even know you can do this job as a business analyst. Is that the only one you can do? No, they still change management. All right. I mean, if you're enjoying yourself, guys, I deserve a round of applause. I deserve a round of applause because these are roles that you can actually learn, you can actually do when you're looking at opportunities within the space itself. I mean, I need 1,000 claps. 1,000 claps, or I'm closing the session. 1,000 claps. I need 1,000 claps. I'm counting it. 1, 2. Okay. All right. Awesome. Let's go ahead. Same thing with project management. There's so many roles you can actually take on. And that's what I'm talking about, opportunities within the space that you want to get into. So these are the technologies. Learn the technologies. Okay, that's a skill. Gain the experience, okay, and employability. I'm going to talk about employability in the next few minutes. Same thing with all the guys in cybersecurity. So if you're interested in cybersecurity, you will probably need to focus. You need to focus 100%. So SOC analyst, ethical hacking, governance, risk, and compliance, you need to focus. All right. So when you're looking at the skills, the tool set that you need to learn, Splunk for the guys in SOC, Splunk, Microsoft Defender, Snort, Wireshark, Autopsy, so on and so forth. Ethical hacking, so on and so forth. You have all that in there. GRC, these are the key tools. It's a bit theoretical, but we make it practical for you to get experience. The job roles also that you can do are there that you can also leverage. Are there opportunities there? 100%. Yes. Let me show you something else. Let me use GRC for these guys, okay? So you see exactly what I'm talking about. So if I search for GRC analyst, okay? If I search for GRC analyst, okay, you'll likely not see a lot. Sorry, I spelled it wrongly. GRC analyst. So GRC analyst, you will see a lot. So a lot of people will say that, oh, there are no jobs in GRC because I searched and you see nothing was posted today. In the last 3 days, 10 were posted. Last week, 14 jobs are posted. There are no jobs in GRC. People don't hire GRC analysts. But now let me change this GRC to something else. Okay, and this is exactly what you need to talk about. Let me change it to compliance analyst. Compliance. Okay, now compliance. Oh, sorry. Let me just compliance. Compliance. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at this. I think I'm not spelling it correctly. Okay. So you're looking at compliance. That's one aspect. So when you're looking at compliance, that's another role that you can take on as a GRC analyst. Now let's take a look at this. Date posted. Okay. 53 were posted today. In the last 3 days, 3,000 jobs are posted in compliance. So if you want to specialize in compliance, what I mean, 3,000 jobs were posted in the last 3 days. 5,000 were posted in the last week. In the last 2 weeks, 9,000 jobs were posted in compliance. All right. So when you're looking at compliance, you're also looking at risk. Okay. Now let's take a look at risk. The same thing for risk. What are you looking at risk? Okay, let's take a look at date posted. 44 were posted today. 1,980 were posted in the last 3 days. And what do you do with last week? 2.7. Last 2 weeks, 4.2 plus compliance. You know, and there's still governance. There's still compliance. There's still so many other aspects that you can go into. So now the key thing here is, guys, the key thing here is you need to identify the tools, the technologies that you're looking for, the required experience that you need, and cover across every aspect of the role that you want to go into. All right. The last thing you're going to talk about is employability. Okay, so we have CV review. So if you have a terrible CV and get a lot of rejection emails, you need to revamp and review your CV. The next part is LinkedIn optimization. LinkedIn optimization is literally like Google search. Okay, so if you're looking for a place where you can go have fun, and you go on Google and you say, where can I have fun today? It will recommend the best places to you. It's the same thing with LinkedIn optimization. So if I go online today, I go on LinkedIn, for example, and I'm searching and I go to search for data analyst, okay? Let's say data analyst, Manchester. I put in all the stuff I need. Let's say Manchester, okay? And I put in the skill that I'm looking for. Now, I'm a recruiter. This is literally what I'll search. I'll put in the keywords I'm looking for. Data analyst in Manchester that has Power BI and SQL. Let's put it there. Okay. So now with these keywords, now you can see clearly, Nimat, Musumola Raji. Now let's take a look at this particular profile. And you see something that is distinctly different from this particular person. Mosumola Raji, data analyst and insight analyst, Power BI developer, so on and so forth. Manchester, this one lady is in Manchester, all right? And let's scroll down to see, you see this person here, all right? That's what we call optimization. So as a recruiter now, it's easy for me to identify Mosumola Raji now and say that, okay, this person ranks very good. This person has good ranking. Okay, and I can go back and start to look at other people that are ranking also for this particular search I'm looking for. Okay, where are you ranking? So you do your search for yourself and look at where you're ranked. Okay, at this point in time. Okay, look at where you are ranked. That's what we call LinkedIn optimization. The other part is navigating the job markets. That's partially what I showed you already. What kind of jobs can you apply to? What skills are you required? What skills are required? Where can you apply to these jobs? So on and so forth. Now, interview preparation. Who will prepare you for interview? You need somebody to prepare you for interview. You've never gone for a business analyst interviews before. You've never gone for a project management or a SOC analyst interview before. You need someone to prepare you. All right. The next thing is mentorship sessions. Like what we're doing today is more or less like a mentorship session. So I have my experience. I'm teaching you my own experience and you're using that to impact yourself. Job reference letter are things that will do for you in the same vein. So if you need a reference letter in which majority of the jobs in the UK that you're looking to hire would need you to get a reference letter, would need you to showcase a reference letter. All right. Last but not the least, on the job support. So if you need support, you definitely will need support. As a beginner, you get a job and something happens, you need somebody to help you out with something. We will jump on a call with you, all right, and provide you with that support. So these are the skills, these are the things that we will provide for you. From CV, we'll help you revamp your CV, review your CV, we'll help you with LinkedIn optimization, we'll help you navigate the job market, we'll help you prepare for interviews, we'll mentor you, we'll provide you with reference letter, and we'll also provide you with on-the-job support. Now, the key question I want to ask you is, what else do you need? If we're going to provide everything that you see on the screen or all the things that we've been talking about so far, what else do you need? The only thing that you need is to get started. Okay? The only thing that you need is to get started. So Amdari is a one-stop shop that helps you with learning, that helps you with packaging, and helps you with application. So learn, package, and do what? And apply. Learn, package, apply. Learn, package, apply. Let's go. Learn, package, apply. Now repeat after me. Learn, package, and apply. Now, for learning, we have the internship program where you're going to be learning the skills and you're also going to be working on projects. Okay. You're going to be learning the skills and you're also going to be working on projects. So projects is the key thing. Our core thing here is training is not going to get you the job. You're going to learn training, go to training to go learn training, buy a course. It's not going to get you what you're looking for. You need to work on projects. Okay, and I'm going to show you some of the projects that you get to work on. Some of the projects. There are so many more projects. I'll show you what we actually do. All right. The next thing is we have our own platform for learning courses. So if currently you are saying I'm a beginner, I've not learned this before, I've not done this before, don't worry. We are going to show you how. I'm going to show you the platform real quick. All right. So I'm going to go to Amdari's website. Okay, and I'm going to show you this. So you see, we have a learn page. And on this learn page, you see we have short courses, okay? So if you're interested in project management, for example, you're interested in project management, you've not done anything in project management before, and you want to learn while you're taking the internship. Yes, we have short courses for you to take, in project management. So you see this, project management fundamentals, introduction to project management methodologies, the project initiation phase, leadership and communication techniques, the project planning phase. So you see, what else do you need? So from learning to the internship, we also have the internship where you get to work on projects. This is where you start to implement projects, okay? And I'm going to show you, project might just be a bit vague for you. Don't worry, I'm going to show you the projects. Now with packaging, we also help you packaging CV review, LinkedIn optimization, mentorship sessions, interview preparation sessions, job reference. So when I say one-stop shop, I mean it. So you can learn on the platform, you can learn with us, you can gain experience, project-based experience with us, and you could also gain packaging skills, employability skills. And last but not the least, application. So on the same website I showed you, you see we have a job board. And what we do is to get remote jobs from literally all the remote jobs all the sites that you get to use on a day-to-day basis, okay? So these jobs that you see here, majority of they are all remote jobs. So you see discover remote job worldwide, find entry-level jobs from Indeed, Glassdoor, Indeed, LinkedIn, Flex Jobs, so on and so forth, Career Builder. So we get remote jobs from all these platforms and we make them available to you. Okay, we make them available to you on the website. So one-stop shop that helps you with experience, learning, employability, and also job application process. Now, let me show you exactly what we do during the internship. Okay, so the work experience program, the work experience internship, what we do is we have quite a number of businesses that we have some form of partnership with, okay, and we simulate real work experiences from them. So we get these problems that they get to work with, or the current challenges that they're facing, or we simulate the problems that they are facing at the moment, and we give you the project, okay? We give you this project for you to work on. So now you are going to be working alongside a mentor. So we're going to assign a mentor to you, or a specialist, someone that has experience in the field. So this person works with you and gets you to solve the problem, okay? Thereby increasing your skills in that particular domain. Okay. All right, improving your skills in that particular domain. So let me reiterate ourselves, okay? We have the project, okay, gotten from businesses. We use it to simulate real life challenges, okay, being faced by a particular business. And then we use that, you can use that to solve, you get to solve that particular problem. And you're also assigned a mentor that would also hold your hands and guide you. One of the major reasons why a lot of people stop trying to learn or work on projects is because whenever they get somewhere that they're stuck, or whenever they get stuck, what happens? They drop and leave it. Okay, they drop and leave it and move on to the next thing. And that's the reason why we assigned you a mentor that will literally hold your hands and guide you through the process of you solving a particular project. Now, the next thing is presentation, evaluation, recommendation. These are the things that you would also get to experience. So it's like you working in the office. It's like we simulating that real life experience where you get to work on a big project, you get to deliver on the project, you have deliverables, you have tight deadlines that you need to meet up with. So all those things that you need to answer questions during the interview process are the things that we are going to do for you. All right, and thereon you can use this experience, you can put it on your portfolio, you can create a portfolio. You can add it to your CV. You can put it that you currently work as a specialist, or you currently work as a consultant with Amdari, and you can use this experience to get to your job at the end of the day. So from learning the skills to building real world projects, okay, to gaining employability skills and so on, that's exactly what you need to get started. So we have a course starting on the 9th of August. Okay, 9th of August. That's like barely a month from now. So the thing now is we have an early bird discount for the people that are willing to join us. Okay, so if you're looking to gain experience to get started, all you need today is to join the program. Okay, all you need to do is join the program that we have here. So in order for me to show you this, we have the course starting on the 9th of August. So what we need to do today, my colleagues are going to drop the link in the chat. I'm coming. Just give me a second. I'm going to go to my browser to share the page with you. Okay. So all you need to do is go through, in order for you to be part of this, the program itself. Okay. So just go to my colleagues to show that they are posting it in the chat. Okay, so all you need to do to secure your space today, you'll see the information is on the screen. Is the link is in the chat below. So you see, once you click on the link, okay, we have a discount currently running for the first 20 people. We have a discount running currently for the first 20 people. Okay, discount available for the first 20 people. Okay, so if you want to be part of the first 20 people, I want you to click on the link and register now. Okay. Okay, so all you need to do today, once you click on the link, you come here and you can see all the information that you need to see. So we have the data analytics 3 months, and we have data analytics 6 months internship. We have the data science 3 months, and we have the data science 6 months internship. We have the data engineering 3 months, data engineering 6 months, business analysis 3 months, and business analysis 6 months. We have the agile project management 3 months, and we have the agile project management 6 months internship. We also have the SOC analyst 3 months internship. We have the ethical hacking 3 months internship, and we have the governance, risk, and compliance, that's GRC, 3 months internship. Okay, so all you need to do today now is select your career path. So that career path that you said that you want to get better, you want to secure a job is in. Okay. Okay, so all you need to do is select the career path in order for you to get started. So take, for example, you're interested in one of the 3 months experience. So click on secure internship. All right, secure internship, and you'll see this. Okay. All right, it is £390, £390, £390. Well, you can do that in one payment, or you could actually do it in 3 payments. Okay, that's in 3 installments. So rather than you paying £390 today, discounted, you could actually secure it today with £130. So you see, this 390 payments, instead of you paying it once, you could actually pay in 3 installments. So £130 today, £130 in the next 1 month, £130 in the next 2 months. So instead of you paying £130, £390 at a go to get started, all you need to do is pay £130 today to get started in any of the courses, any of the 3 months internship that we have. Okay, so if you're interested in data analytics, for example, you click on secure internship. Now it's discounted. It's a £390 discount that we're running at the moment. Instead of you paying one time, you can pay one time if you want to. You can pay 2 installments if you want to. You could also pay 3 installments if you also want to. So instead of paying £390, you can evenly spread out for the next 3 months. So click on secure internship. You see £130 today, £130 next month, and £130 in the next 2 months. So for you guys that are interested in 3 months internship, that's exactly what you're going to be getting. Okay. Now, if you're interested in the 6 months internship, okay, 6 months internship, it's £750, £750. So you can do a one-time payment, or you can do a 5 monthly installment. So rather than you paying $750 today, you could actually pay in 5 installments which is £150 for 6 months. So for £150 for 6 months internship, you can pay £150 today, £150 in August, £150 in September, £150 in October, and £150 in November. Now, the good thing about the 6 month internship is that you can do it in 2 interns. You can take part of two different internships. So you can do 3 months of data analytics and 3 months of data science. You can do 3 months of business analysis and 3 months of project management. Okay, you can do 3 months of SOC and 3 months of GRC. So with a 6 month internship, you can get experience and work on projects across different career paths within the what do you call it within two different career paths. So if you're interested, 3 months or 6 months internship, click on the link and you will see the link there for you to get started. So if you're looking at getting started, I would say do that now. Do that now, not tomorrow, not next week, because we're only running discount for the first 20 people. All right. So if you have any question, please put it in the chat. We are willing and happy to answer your questions. We're willing and happy. I am happy to answer your questions in the real sense of it. Okay. So now let's go ahead. So looking at what we have there, okay, looking at starting on the on the 9th of August, 2020, the 9th of August, okay? So if you're looking at getting started, get started with us now. Secure your discount now. Okay, so let's move on a bit. Let's move on, okay? So if you have any question, please feel free to raise up your hand. I'll be happy to take some of the questions that you have. We can, move on from there, okay? Okay, so let me see if people have questions. Okay, let me just go back to my slides. Where's the slide? Yes. So this can only available for the first 20 people. If you're willing and happy to get started, please start now. Now, not tomorrow, not next week. So let me take a look at some of the questions. How many project managers would there be in a team, please? So you're going to be getting your own unique experiences. So I'm going to share that with you in a few minutes. So Sophia is asking, how many project managers would there be in a team? No, you are going to be working on projects by yourself. Okay, you're not going to be sharing projects with any other person. You're going to be getting your own unique project management experience. Okay, so it's not going to be combined with everybody. I have been told that ethical hacking and penetration tracing is not entry-level cybersecurity role. My question is, if I do the internship, okay, is the role job is that in that role, would a job be likely, or should I stick to safety of SOC analyst? So SOC and ethical hacking are almost in the same vein, to be honest with you. They're almost in the same vein. So if you're looking at ethical hacking, it's also a good career path. And a majority of the roles that you're going to be getting in, there's literally no entry-level role. And I tell this to everybody, there is no entry-level role in any of the tech career paths that you want to go into today. There are no entry-level roles, okay? So even if it's data analytics, go there and look at it and search. Are there entry-level roles? Not really, no. All right, so if you're looking at going into ethical hacking and that's what you want to do, then I would implore you to choose the career path that you like the most, you find very interesting. That's what I would encourage you to do. All right, so I hope that answers your question, and I hope you're taking action on what you want to get started in. Okay, so now you remember 3 month in 3 month work experience and the 6 months internship. So we have the 3 months is £390 discounted. For the 6 months is £750 discounted. So if you're looking at getting started, I would say you should get started now. All right. So if it's 3 months, 3 months cybersecurity, SOC, ethical hacking, governance, risk, and compliance, instead of you paying £500, you can pay £390. And remember, you can pay in installments, 3 months installments, and for 3 months you can pay in 3 installments. For the 6 months internship, you can pay in 5 installments. Okay. So let me see if there are other questions. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take your question. Okay, also we help you revamp your CV. Yes, absolutely. Just taking if you have any question, you can raise up your hand. Let me take Susan. Yes, let me take your question, Susan. Susan, do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question? Susan. Yes.
No, I don't have a question, please. It was a mistake. But actually,
Okay.
I have a. Let me just ask this question. So the internship, is it
Yes.
like, because I'm almost completing my cyber security plus and going to write the exams. So after the exams, can I still do the internship with you?
Oh yes, 100%. I mean, you don't even need, I mean, it depends on when you want to start, but I would say you should start as soon as possible. Because
Okay.
what aspect of cybersecurity do you want to focus on?
Probably ethical hacking.
Okay, ethical hacking. Now let me show you something that let me show you what they're working on at the moment, okay, for ethical hacking. So I'm gonna go to we have a Google Classroom that stores all the materials for the internship. So if I go to ethical hacking, so I have access to everybody. That's the reason why you see everything, but only you will only get access to the course that you're interested in. So if I go to ethical hacking, okay, just give me a second. So I have JRC, this penetration testing on ethical hacking. So I go to classwork. So this is one of the live projects that they're currently, this is the project they are currently working on. Okay, so I'm going to show you this in a few minutes. Okay, so penetration testing project. So this is the company that the simulation is based on this particular company, Code Forge Innovators. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can, let me just open a new tab so it's easier for me to zoom in easily. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see it very well. So Coolford Innovation is a mid-sized European software engineering and security ops firm. They specialize in providing custom lab environment for secure testing, onboarding, and client simulation, supporting enterprise clients in education, finance, and industrial IoT. So essentially, what are they doing? What's the business problem? The business problem, what's the current challenges? Ethical hacker, you'll see this that your certification is not going to give you this kind of experience. So CodeForge Labs environment lacked a formal assurance process to verify resistance to privilege escalation or domain compromise. Misconfiguration in group policies, exposed services, and weak account practice could enable standard users to escalate privileges. The proactive assessment. So these are the kind of challenges that you're going to be working with: potential business impact, exploitation risk, privilege abuse, configuration flaws, credibility undermined, project scope. So what's the in scope, what is out of scope, and all that. Project workflow, reconnaissance, enumeration, and credential extraction. So, and the project workflow, we start with initial access, privilege escalation, domain mapping, simulation and compromise, so on and so forth. So you see, these are the kind of experiences that you're going to be working on to build your expertise in this domain of ethical hacking. Now, this is just one of the projects, okay? The first project they worked on, okay, this is the project they worked on, okay? Just give me a second, case study, this is it here, okay? So business, let's go to the business problem. The internal security team has raised concern about an old development virtual environment that appears to still be accessible within the company's internal network. Originally used for developer onboarding and sandbox testing, the machine may have outdated software, weak access controls, and publicly exposed services. Okay, so business impact. This is business impact to this particular problem. So how do you solve this kind of problem as an ethical hacker? That's exactly what you're going to be working on. Now, in terms of coaching, okay, specialists working alongside with you. So you see where we have all sessions, okay, all sessions, all life-led sessions. So you have a mentor that will literally hold your hands and guide you through the process, that will guide you through the process of the internship. So now let's just take a look at one of the sessions, okay, where you're going to be working. So you see this is the cybersecurity lead leading you on this particular aspect, and it's all theoretical. So you have the person leading you, walking you through the process of, that particular challenge that you're going through. What are the, industry standards that you need to adhere to? You can ask questions, you get to practicalize, you get to work in a life environment of this particular thing itself. So it's not like we give you projects and you don't know exactly what to do or you're struggling by yourself. No, you can solve this project by yourself. In the same vein, you're also given a specialist that would work with you. Okay, that's exactly what you are going to get in this particular training. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Susan. Does this cover what you're looking?
Yes, it does. Yes,
All
it
right.
does.
So I'll tell you this. In terms of the projects that you get to work on, let me just go to ethical hacking. So you see it here. This is JRC. Okay, let me just. I have some of the projects. Ethical hacking. So some of the projects. I'll click. Let me just share this link with you. I'll copy this link and I'll put it in the chat also. So everything you need to know about the program, the internship, everything can be found here. Okay, on this particular site. Okay, so why should you enroll for the internship? The technologies that you're going to be working with, the industries that we're going to cover, and so on and so forth. All the things that you need to learn today. So you can see some of the projects that you won't get to work on are in there, and so on and so forth. So, and that's the reason why we tell you to fill the attendance, so you get access to these things, and you can check them out yourself. What kind of projects are you going to be working on? What skills, what technologies, and all that are going to be covered. So let me see. Are there any other questions? If you have any question, I'll be happy to take your question. Sam Omoniyi. Sam Omoniyi. Let me take you next. Thank you, Susan. Looking forward to having you on board, Susan. Okay. Sam Omoniyi. Let me hear from
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, Sam.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been following your program for a while already, but what did happen? I'm a little bit skeptical about it because you are not talking of the certificate. You are talking only about the project. What of those people that maybe they have maybe compare A1 or A plus, networking plus, security plus? But you are not talking of all those things. Are you saying that what people can is just a matter of doing the project? After the project, you can get employed. Is that what you are saying? Because I don't really understand really. Is it compulsory?
All right.
Because really, excuse me, sir. Because really, when you look at the what do you call it? When you look at the site, you start where you want to get your time. They will specify maybe you must have a security plus or network plus or this or that. But you're not talking of all those things. You're only talking about the project. That, okay, after the project, then you can get gainfully employed. You understand? Please, can you expand on it, or you shed light on that particular issue very well? Because I can't understand it really.
All right, awesome. Sam, I think that's an absolutely brilliant question. To be honest with you, if I was in your shoes, I would ask the same question. All right. So, what career path do you want to go into? If I can ask.
No. What really happens is that I have 3 certificates. I have A plus, I have network plus, and I have security plus as well. You understand? I paid for the project for the SOC, which is security operations center. You understand? I paid for it for the past 1 week. Then they said maybe we are going to start preparing, do the prep. Then August 9, we are going to start the project. But you really, I've been ruminating on you. Really, you understand that nobody talks about the certificate. You only talk about the project.
I know.
Project
You're
is
interested in
vital.
SOC, right?
You know what?
You're interested in SOC or ethical hacking?
Yeah. SOC and threatening intelligence. That's my area.
Okay. Do you know what I'll do for you? Let's go online and check. Let's check online today. Okay. So let's see
Okay.
what people are looking for. Okay. And this is SOC analyst. Okay. So SOC. Let's just take a look at SOC analyst first off. Okay. This one came in yesterday. This was posted yesterday. Okay. This was posted 4 hours ago. So let's take a look at 2 of them. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this particular one. Okay. Now, what are they looking for? The background is cybersecurity, security awareness, and experience in all areas of what? IT. Correct? Knowledge of IT, understanding of OC references, demonstrate experience with security information events monitoring tools. That's basically SIM tools. All right. Hands-on experience with IDS and IPS technology. Okay, strong analytical experience mindset, that's mindset. Experience again, working with what? With defensive cyber attack methodologies and framework. Now, not like skills, not like your certificates are not important. They are important. But guess what? What are they looking for here? Everything that is here. Just looking at this particular job role that was posted 4 hours ago, correct? Everything here is experience. So if today you spend time writing all the certificates that you need to write, fantastic, that's good, brilliant. Okay, that's good. Okay, but the market needs what? What does the market need? The market needs experience. Let's take a look at another one. Another one. This was posted yesterday. All right. Let's take a look at this particular one. Okay. Job introduction, ideal candidates. We are looking for strong IT skills with good understanding of computer networks, operating systems, software, hardware, and security. A solid understanding of cybersecurity risk, linked to different methodologies, blah, 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 blah. Working with domain, good, excellent, and so on and so forth. So you see here, no certificates. No, you must have A1, A2, Network Plus, Network Plus Plus, C Sharp, D Sharp, and all these things. Nobody, I'm not saying nobody needs it, okay? I'm not saying nobody needs it, but in the market today, what are they looking for? What are they looking for? It's a key question. This was posted, it's how many hours ago? So I'm looking at three, at least, things that were posted today. Let me see. This was posted yesterday, actually. Yesterday. Okay. Same situation. Let's take a look at what is required. Okay. A career background in cybersecurity, knowledge of IT security methodologies, understanding of OC reference model, network. And when they're talking about understanding, it's not that you read it in school or you read it in Udemy course. Okay, no, that's not what we're looking for. Let me show you one of the projects that you're going to work on as a SOC analyst. Okay. So you see exactly what I'm talking about when we're talking about SOC, and we're talking about experience, okay? So now, you're talking about all this, understanding of OC, this framework, that framework, so on and so forth. So now, let's take a look at some of the projects that you're going to be working on. So project one, let's take a look at this, okay? This is the project brief. Threat intelligence investigation and Yara detection rule development at IJ's Ledger. Okay, specialization is SOC, okay, blue team, threat intelligence and malware detection. So when asking you for, and this is part of interviewing skills. So when somebody's asking you, do you have experience with, do you have experience or understand OC reference model, network operation protocols and all that? They're not asking you to come and define it for them. When they ask you, during the interview, do you have what are your stuff? What do you understand by OC reference model, and how does it imply? How does it, in your experience, how have you worked with it before and all that? They need you to come and share your experience. They don't need you to come and define what is OC reference model. Nobody's asking for definition. It's not an exam. People are looking for your experience. Okay. So when you take a look at this, when you take a look at all this, the project you're going to be working on, so let's take a look at the business problem. Threat intelligence analysts intercepted a report suggesting that a well-known malware strain previously linked to API credentials, harvesting, and lateral movement has resurfaced. However, the report includes 50, I don't know what that is, obfuscated SHA 256 files hashes. These are the kind of things that you want to talk to when you're going for an interview. All right. Oh, yes, I worked with a particular client. This client is a digital identity and blockchain security provider headquartered in Barcelona, Spain. And now this is exactly the business problem that they faced. And this is exactly what I'm going to be doing. This is basically what I did. So you see now, in this particular project, let's go to all live sessions. Okay, so you see all the things that they did in class. So you see practically implementation, not going to write a certificate. All right, this is practical in class. You have a facilitator, you have a specialist that would like to just hold your hand and guide you through how this live project can be solved. And you're learning from the session. This is currently they're using this particular tool is what shadow something, okay? Oracle VirtualBox, anyways. And you see, these are the things that you need to learn. So you can gather all the certificate that you want to get, which is good. But at the end of the day, guys, I need to tell you this. And that's the reason why when you asked the question, I found it was a solid question, because nobody really cares. I won't say nobody cares about your experience or your certificate and your degrees and all that. But what gives you an advantage? Remember what I said. What gives you an advantage in the job market today? Your skill, your experience, and you being able to sell yourself. That's what gets you a job, not your certificate, not your degrees, not nothing. Okay. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Sam. I hope that clarifies the things why we're focusing on what we're focusing on. All right. So let me see. Sam, I don't know if you answered. Okay. It is not written, but you do not stand a chance with experience and without you. Somebody said, Lodbank said it is not written, but you do not stand a chance with experience and without sets. Please get your proper sets, else you will be competing without competency established. Okay. All right. So I use myself as an example, for example. So for most of these things, okay. I've worked across different roles. I've implemented cloud. I don't have a cloud certificate. Majority of the cloud experiences I have are experience. So all of you are so concerned about certificate. I want to go write a certificate. What does the certificate guarantee you? The certificate, what does the guarantee? Certificate, okay, we have a ton of people that are writing for the guys in business analysis. We have IIBA, we have BCS, okay? How many of them finish BCS and get a job as a business analyst? Can you go write a Google data certificate or Google data analyst, okay? And you think that you can get a job with a Google data analyst certificate? No, you can't. So if your focus is to get certificates, man, that's good for you. That's great. But I can tell you for free, experience trumps certificate. Experience trumps certificate anytime, any day. And I would ask you this question. What's your name? Lord Banks, which is just a simple question. If your Benz, if you have a problem with your Benz today, you have a Mercedes Benz, okay? You have a problem with your Mercedes Benz, and you have two mechanics, okay? I'm going to use this experience because Benz is obviously it's very expensive for the guys outside the country. You have a Mercedes Benz, okay? You have your car. This is your car, okay? This is how we used to draw car back in secondary school, okay? Or primary school, I would say, okay? You have a G-Wagon. Okay, a G-Wagon. You have this G-Wagon here. Okay? You have this G-Wagon. All right? A Mercedes. Now, you now have two mechanics. You have two mechanics that can repair your car. Okay, mechanic one, and you have mechanic two. I love this example because it's Benz. Let's see who we're going to go to. Now, mechanic one just graduated, has 6 certificates. Has 6 certificates, okay? 6 certificates, okay, from different Mercedes, dealership or something, dealership, and automation schools or repair schools. Basically, that shows that okay, I know how to repair I know how to repair a Benz. A certificate that shows them that okay, this person knows how to repair a Benz. Now you have mechanic number 2, no certificate, no certificate. That's the second person. But this guy can show you cars that he has repaired in the past. Okay, not just cars, but Benz in particular. Not just Benz, but the particular kind of Benz that you have. He can show you proof that they've done it before. Okay, all right, show you proof that they've done it before. Okay, who would you go with? Would you go with a mechanic that has not handled an actual Benz repair before, that has a certificate, or would you go with a mechanic that can tell you that you can clearly see proof of the person's work? Now, this is with your car, okay? This is with your car. Now, if you can talk about an hand skill, this is hand skills, okay? Hand skills. Who would you go with? You would likely go with the second mechanic. The person that can show you proof that, oh, I've done this before. All right, I've repaired this number of cars in the past. I've worked with this particular brand. I've worked with this particular organization. I've done this. I've implemented this. Then the first person is the one telling you, oh, I just graduated. I graduated the best graduating student from my technical school, so on and so forth. That's not going to get you the job. Nobody's going to believe. Nobody's going to say that, oh, I cannot give you this kind of privilege to repair my car, okay, based on you just graduated from school. You likely tell the mechanic, Baba, you need to go and learn small. You need to go and repair 2-3 cars before I can give you my car, okay? You would likely go with the second person. So what do you think in a job, you don't have any experience, but you have 20 certificates? You think the recruiter is going to look at you and say that, okay, we have cybersecurity threats within our organization. I'm going to give somebody that has 20 certificates to come in and work on our product. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't just work that way. If you want to sew a cloth, you want to see what the tailor has sewn in the past. Can you show me samples of work that you've done before? You're doing that to your tailor, but you think somebody in the tech space is going to give you an opportunity because you have a certificate. My guys, that's why I'm going to wrap it up, okay? That's why I'm going to wrap it up, okay? I mean, those are the things that you do by yourself. If you want to buy, I mean, the reason why we're showing you this today is to tell you that you need experience, okay? So, and if you work for me, work for other people that have gone through the program, I mean, you can listen to their testimonials, okay? You can listen to Nimat, you can listen to Andrew, you can listen to Solomon, you can listen to Busayo, you can listen to Stephanie, Timmy, Online. I mean, these guys don't have certificates. Well, guess what? They're in their desired career path at this point in time. Okay, so I mean, if you feel you need certificates, I'm not going to stop you. Okay, all right. So let me see if there are any other questions. Let me see other questions. Rihanna, is it
It's Rianne. It's Rianne.
Oh,
Good
sorry.
evening. My question is very quick and brief. I'm not sure if this is already outlined in the slides. I just want to understand, with the internship, the work experience, will there be, I guess, system-based experience, within the internship? So, for instance, I'm looking into business analysts, and I've seen a lot of jobs that require, experience with CompTIA, I think that's how it's pronounced, Python, etc., etc. So I just want to know if that's provided as part of the internship experience.
For business analysis.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so for business analysis, you don't need CompTIA, you don't need any of that, okay? So our business analysis is very detailed, and it's one of the best experiences that you would ever get anywhere in the world.
Perhaps I got it wrong. I've been looking at data and business analysis roles, so apologies if I've mixed it up, but I have definitely seen CompTIA as a requirement.
Okay. Let me explain. Let me just do a little bit of brief explanation between the two roles that you just mentioned, and I'll tell you the reason why it's not necessary in any of the roles. Even in, I mean, let me just show you real quick. Let me just create. I'm going to create a new page here. Okay, just give me a second so that it's easy for me to. I want to write on my screen and explain these two things to you. All right. So when you're looking at data analytics, okay. So there are two career paths that you mentioned. You mentioned data analytics, okay? Data analytics, okay? And you mentioned business analysis, okay? Business analyst or business analysis. Now, these two career paths are not the same thing. They are not the same thing, okay? They are not the same thing. They're not the same. Okay, business analyst is not the same thing as data analyst. Data analyst is not the same as business analyst. First of all, the data analyst is focused on one thing alone, and that is data. That's the only thing they know. Day, morning, night, day, in the evening, every time they wake up, they sleep, they're thinking about data. That's what they're talking about. The business analyst, on the other hand, is focused on what? Process. Okay, process. All right. Now, process. When you're talking about process, in every business, three things make up every business. There are three things that make up every business. Three things. 1, 2, 3. We have number one, people. That's you and I, employees. Okay, make up every business. Number two, technology. Technology. Okay, number two. All right. And number three, process. So take, for example, Rianne, if you want to apply, if you want to go on leave with your current organization, there is a process you take to apply for leave. If you want to apply for sick days, there's a way process. If you want to do something in that organization, there is a process. So every organization consists of people, technology, and process. Now you see this process. The main person that is in charge of that is the business analyst. And what they're doing with this process is looking for ways to what? Improve the process. Improve. Not just improve, but make it super efficient. Okay? Super efficient. So take, for example, you work with Amazon. Okay? Amazon. Now, Amazon currently delivers next day. Next day. Okay, they deliver the product next day. The current process basically is the current process for Amazon is next day delivery. Now, take for example, somebody comes into the market, okay, and defies it to say that, okay, we are going to deliver same day. Deliver same day. Maybe a competitor, another competitor is not doing same day, deliver same day. All right, another competitor is doing this. Okay, a competitor is doing this. All right. So now you as a business analyst will look at it and say that, okay, this major competitor of ours has migrated from, we're both doing next day delivery, but the next thing, they are doing same day delivery. They're delivering product the same day. So do you think customers will want you to use Amazon because Amazon is Amazon? No, most people will come to this competitor and say that I can buy a product today and get it today. You know, and that, you see, that's sentiment. It's actually sentiment. Because me, if I want to buy a TV, I want to get that TV that day. I want to buy that product. I want to see it. I want to buy PS5. I want to get it that day. Do you get me? So you see, most people, this is a major, you know, major brand, you know, a major issue for a company like Amazon. Now, you as a business analyst working with Amazon will now do what? We will now look at Amazon's process, the current process. We have the current process, current delivery process, okay? Delivery process, okay? Then that's where you now start to talk about process mapping. You map it out, okay? You map out the current process, process mapping, okay? So you map out the current process, okay? You map it out. Or when the customer buys a product, okay, the website will log it in. From the website, there's a notification that goes to the guys in the warehouse, okay? From warehouse, what happens? The guys in from warehouse will send it to the guys in logistics. The guys in logistics will send it to the guys, the drivers. Then the drivers will now get to deliver, okay? I'm just assuming this is the process. You buy a product online, the web sends it to the warehouse sends it to logistics sends it to the driver sends it to driver, then delivers the product. So this entire process currently is 1 day. It takes 1 day, okay? Now your job as a process analyst or the business analyst in this situation is to see how can we reduce this 1 day to in the next 8 hours, okay? So rather than 24 hours, okay, you're reducing it to 8 hours. So the business analyst is focused on process. So take, for example, if you apply for as small as a leave, you want to apply for leave, but you're sending email. You have to send an email to HR first. HR will now copy your boss, okay? Your boss will now approve, send it back to HR, okay? Then HR will now send it to you. Now, this current process of leave application takes like 2 days. Okay, current process, because people don't read their emails, people don't see stuff and all that. Now, how can you eliminate these 2 days? Reduce from 2 days to maybe within 2 hours, you can get your verification, your leave approval. That is process. The business analyst is focused on process. Now, let's check CompTIA to find out if CompTIA has to do with process. Anything that has to do with process.
Mind you, I'm not trying to disagree or anything. I think what I was just trying to establish was, is there within the internship, is there systems experience?
Yes, 100%. So that's what I'm going to explain to you in the next few seconds.
Okay. Thank you.
So where's my slide? I think I moved my slide a little bit. Okay, so the business analyst is focused on process, while the data analyst is focused on data. So let me see if I can quickly clean this that I have here, just a few seconds. So I have enough space for data analytics. So for data analytics, on the other hand, they are focused on just data. That's their job. Their job is breathing, working with data to answer questions, basically like the lawyers of the space itself. Okay, they are just answering questions with data. So if I should ask you the question now, how much have you spent in the last 2 weeks? You likely go to your app and start to do calculations, inflows, outflows, and all that. So basically, a data analyst basically answers questions. That's their job. They answer questions. Okay, they answer questions using data. So what kind of question do they ask? What kind of questions do they answer? Sorry. The first one is descriptive analytics. Okay, I like to use this word, descriptive. The reason I like to say this is because it makes me sound smart. Okay, descriptive analytics. Then we have diagnostic analytics. Okay, analytics. So, but basically, what this means, this big English that they are putting there, basically, descriptive analytics is asking the question, what happened? What happened? You're Nigerian. Are you Yoruba? Do you understand Yoruba?
My husband is Yoruba, so I understand a little bit.
A little bit. So what happened basically? What happened? Basically, that's what I was speaking. So diagnostic analytics on the other hand is why did that particular thing happen? Why did it happen? Okay, why did it happen? So you're using data to answer these two questions. What happened? What happened? And why did that particular thing happen? Why did it happen? So two questions. So take for example, let's just use you're working as a customer, you're working as a customer service representative. Okay, customer service. All right. So customer service in your department, let's just say Monday, let's say week 1, let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is week 1. Let's just say this is week 1. Week 2, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is week 2. All right, week 3 again. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's just say this is week 3. All right. So on Monday, how many calls? We're looking at calls. How many calls comes in? On Monday, we get a lot of calls. Let's say we get about 100 calls. Tuesday, it reduces a little bit, but it's still high. Let's say 70. All right. Wednesday, it drops significantly to, let me say 20. Thursday, it increases a little bit, 50. Okay. Friday increases to, let's say 150. All right. Yeah. And that's the trend. So when you map it out now, you can see that, okay, there's a trend here. Okay. So Thursday, Friday, Wednesday and Thursday, you don't get a lot of queries. Let's just say it goes into the next week, you have another 150, it reduces on Tuesday a little bit. Wednesday, it drops significantly, and you can start to map out a trend. Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is saying what happened. What happened on Monday? We had 100 calls. What happened on Tuesday? We had 70 calls. What happened on Wednesday? We had 20 calls. What happened on Thursday? We had 50 calls. This question has been answered. What happened? What happened? But basically now the key question is, why do we have more calls on Monday and Fridays? Why do we have more calls? Why do we have it? In order for you to reduce the number of people calling you on Monday, Friday, and all that, we need to know why they're calling. What is the main reasons why they're calling? Now you're going deep. This is where analytics now starts to come a bit interesting. So on Mondays, why do people call in? So maybe you'll find out that obviously Saturday and Sunday, no calls comes in. You can't make calls on Saturday and Sunday. So it means everybody has to wait till Monday to get a call in. And what's the major complaint? Okay, I tried to load my account. Oh, I tried to use the app froze and my money has gone. I tried to buy a product and the product is not there, but it has removed my money, blah, blah, blah. All these issues, you can start to detail and find out the issues, why we people are calling more on a Monday and less on a Wednesday and a Thursday. All right, and all that. You want to understand the issues that are being faced. The moment you use your data to analyze and find out the reasons why people are calling, the issues they are raising consistently, you see now, going into the future, you can start to have lesser calls. The goal is to have lesser calls, not to have more calls, to have lesser calls for issues. So essentially, just to explain it in a layman term, that's why I have to use that kind of experience. So descriptive analytics, diagnostic, to diagnose, to find out the reason why that particular thing happens. So That's basically what it is. So the data analyst, the data scientist, that's the key difference between the two of them. Now, what kind of technologies would you get to work with? And that's the reason why, I created this slide today. Let me just show you that. So that would also inform the technologies that you're going to be learning. All right. So you see the data analytics, you're going to learn Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Microsoft Fabrics, and AI, that's ChatGPT, Claude, or any other AI tools that you get to work with. So that's data analytics. Now, you're interested in business analysis on the other end. So you still get to learn Excel, SQL, Power BI, but you would now start working with core BA tools, Jira, Azure DevOps, Notion, Draw.io, Confluence, so on and so forth. You get to work ClickUp and so on. So take, for example, let me just show you some of the projects that they are currently working on. So you see for yourself. So now something I needed to mention, the business analyst role, recently in the last 2 years, business analyst, okay? Now, a lot of roles are looking for a business analyst that has data analytic skills. Okay, that has analytic skills. So basically, it's like, obviously, what the trend across the world now is, people are looking for good. How do I want to explain this? Okay, they're looking for business analysts that has a spice of data analytic skills. So now let me just show you so you can. Okay, we don't have enough time, so I can't really go back and forth anymore. So business analysts, majority of them are looking for people that have data analytic skills. You might not be perfect in data analytic skills, but they just want to see that you have data analytic skills. So you see, that's the reason why in our internship, you see, the first couple of projects you're going to work on as a business analyst would be data analytics projects. Okay, would be data analytics project. Give me a second. June business analysis. Yes, so this got started in June. Okay, so you see, the first couple of projects they're going to work on, or they're working on at the moment, is data inclined. So let's take a look at this. Okay, all right. So this is navigating the digital landscape, enhancing brand reputation with cutting-edge social media monitoring. So basically, this is highly tech electronics, stands out as a prominent player in the global consumer electronics sector, so on and so forth. The business challenges is negative social media buzz, customer complaints, product recalls, and so on. Now, what technologies are they going to use to solve this for this particular project? Google Sheets and Power BI. Google Sheets and Power BI. So you'll get to work with Excel, you get to work with Google Sheets, and also get to work with Power BI to create a solution to this particular business problem. Now let's take a look at this, okay? Let's take a look at the solution drive for this particular project, okay? So you see on the call, you get to work with a specialist to coming up with a solution to that particular project. So as you're working on the project, you're learning how to use Google Sheets. You're also learning how to use Power BI in the same vein, okay? You're also learning how to use Power BI in the same vein, all right? So this is Power BI. They're using Power BI for this particular project, and this is you working with Power BI, delivering on the project, and doing your analysis, visualizations, reporting, so on and so forth. Now, for the core BA, let me show you one for the core BA, okay? For core BA projects that you get to work on and the kind of technologies that you get to work with. So let's look at it. This is digital transformation of onboarding. So let's take a look at the project itself, okay? So this digital transformation of onboarding for a remote workforce, okay? So founded in Birmingham, UK in 2020, Culinary Roots, a fast-growing edtech platform that provides blah, blah, blah. This is the current process, and all the rationale of the project. What's the current problem anyways? As the company scaled globally, Culinary Roots rapidly transition to a remote-first workforce, hiring instructional designs, developers, support staff, and culinary consultants from diverse locations. However, their onboarding process remained largely manual and fragmented, resulting in delayed onboarding, inconsistent pre-boarding, high dependency on HR personnel, difficulty tracking onboarding and all that. So basically, this is a process issue. This is a people process issue. Now, how do you improve this? That's the key question. Okay. What technologies are you going to be working with? Like, that's the key question that you also asked. Okay. This rationale of the project, the key deliverables, project scope, the task of the project. Now, for the tech stack, Power BI, Draw.io, Lucy Chart, PowerPoint, and Excel. That's what we're going to be using for this particular project. Okay. So now let's take a look at the solution. Okay. Solution material. So you see everything in here. All right. This is a Google Doc document. This is a project presentation by the analyst. Let's take a look at this real quick. All right. So this is a project presentation by the business analyst that we have currently on the call, okay, that we have currently going through the internship. So they worked with a specialist and they came up with a solution for this particular business challenge, okay? Yeah, you get to work with it, you know, and all that. So the project brief and all that. So let me just wait for the video is taking a bit of seconds to load in, okay? I'm gonna mute to this. All right, so you see, this is the current students, you know, mapping out the as-is process, the current process, that's the current process, and they would also design the future state also.
Right.
And all this is using Draw.io for your mapping and all the things that you need to do. So you see different presentations coming from different people. You also learn your presentation skills. You learn how to map out projects. You learn how to use different technologies, from business analysis to data analytics, you know, and so on and so forth. Does that answer your question largely?
Actually, it does, and even more. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you going through that. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks a lot for that. Let me see if there are other questions in the chat, and then we can pick it up from there. So, I mean, it's the discount slot available for the first 20 people. So if you're looking at getting started, I'd say take advantage of the discount now in order for you to start as soon as possible. So like I mentioned earlier, we have access. Once you get registered, you get immediate access to the LMS, the platform, so you can start to learn. Okay, so if you've not taken any course, take for example, if you want to get more experience, let's say in business analysis, right? We have courses that literally you can start to learn today. So you're not waiting till the 9th of August to start. You can actually start learning now. You'll assign a mentor that would also assist you, work with you, and get started. So it's not like you're waiting till the 9th of August to start. Okay, you can actually start now. Okay. You have a project, you even have projects on the platform that you can get access to. You get access to, learning materials, learning resources that you can start to learn with. You are starting immediately. You're not starting on the 9th of August. The internship and the projects will start on the 9th of August, but we have pre-boarding materials that you can actually start to learn, start to work on before we even start the internship. Okay, so the link says page not found. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. So we have quite a number of other questions here. Let me see if I can take. Okay, Sophie, Alfred, I've taken a question. Kabir, Ahmed. Okay, I'll just take one or two more questions, and that's the Sophie. Yes, do you have a question? Sophie, Wilfred.
I do. Hi. So it's just
Hi.
a yes or no question, right? How does this internship, how flexible is it for people that currently have a job?
Fantastic, brilliant question. So majority of the engagements happen in the evening. So so if I show you my calendar, just a few minutes. So majority of the sessions happen in the evening, anytime between 7 p.m. to later in the night. So you would agree with the people in your class what time works for everybody. So most times, Monday to Friday, you meet twice in a week, between Monday to Friday, twice in a week. So, and that's all you need to do for the week. So you see majority of the sessions that you have, majority of the things that you'll be working on happens twice in a week, late in the evening, between 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. to like 8, 9, 10 p.m. in the evening. So that's after your day's work. You can always come back, and it only happens twice in a week. So that's basically the situation. Yeah. So Sophie, I don't know if that works for you anyways.
Yes, it does. And the last one, please, is a quick one. Oh my God, I don't remember now. Oh yeah, yeah. Are we working with actual tools? For example, cybersecurity. Are we working with the actual tool that they do work with on their job?
So what is this SOC, ethical hacking? What career path are you interested in? Or GRC?
Um, Not GRC, network security.
Okay, let's just say SOC. Okay,
Yeah.
so for SOC, Security Operations Center, Threat Intelligence. So we can take a look at the most recent. Let's take a look at some of the ones that they are currently working on. So let's take a look at SOC analysts. We take a look at the project. You also take a look at what they are currently out there working on it. So quickly, like you said, I know you don't have too much time. So project view. So this is the phishing email. Okay, project analysis of suspicious internet email with possible business email compromise indicators. So this is a blue team phishing email analysis that you're going to be working on. Okay, so this is about the business. So like I said, we're simulating real businesses. It's not just fake businesses. These are real businesses that we're simulating. Okay, and the data are also the logs and all the things are real, okay, but some certain areas have been adjusted just for learning purposes, okay. So basically, the business problem is there, the business impact, and the tools you're going to be working with, okay. So for this particular one, you're going to be working with Virus Total, okay. You're going to be working with DAMAC Analyzer. You're going to be working with MX Toolbox, DKM, and DAX check, okay, DAMAC check, sorry. So now let's take a look at the solution. So not solution, but a guided approach to solving a project like this, okay? So from the guide, let's take a look at the recording. So looking at the recording, let's take a look at the first session that you're going to be having. You would have an introduction you will start with an introduction. Okay, so you start with an introduction. You have the mentor that will be handling the session. So you see this is the step-by-step process. So so we go into for this particular one, we're using Virus Total that we talked about. Okay, from Virus Total, you're also writing your incident reports. As you're working on it, you're writing your incident reports, you're tracking, you're reporting, and so on and so forth. And that's just this is the first session. We have the second session, live session, where you get to work with other tools and technologies, okay? All right, so yes. So this particular one, you can see this is exploitation. This is also email compromise and live, okay? And the facilitator and the person that's going to hold your hands is going to be there to guide you through what a typical solution is going to look like. So now this is not you, this is you working on a live project. So even though you've not used the technology before, okay, it's okay. Because you have somebody that would literally be working with you to guide you through. And if you have any questions, you have a WhatsApp group where you could drop your questions, concerns, things you don't understand. You have office hours where you can join in during the day to ask your questions, or in the night you can ask your questions. So we have all these things for you to work on, okay, in order for you to get the experience that you need to get started. Okay, so this is MX Toolbox. Okay, so you see MX Lookup, and these are the things you're going to be working on. So you don't have to be an expert in all these technologies, but you need to showcase interest first off, okay, to get you what you're looking for. All right, I don't know if this makes sense, Sophie.
It does. Thank you so much.
All right, looking forward to having you on board anyways. Okay, so remember guys, the discount is only available for the first 20 people, only available for the first 20 people. So if you're looking at getting started, I would say get started now, not tomorrow, not next week, get started now. Okay, so if you get access to the materials, you see some of the projects are there: data analytics internship project, data science internship program. So for guys in data science, AI implementation projects, forecasting projects, churn analysis projects, cutting across different industries and so on. It's all there. For data engineering, also the same thing: data migration projects to data analytics and BI projects and all of that. Business analysis, you can see integrating a centralized customer feedback system, mapping the customer onboarding journey at Magic Made. We also have product. These are just some of the projects that you can get to work on. There's so much more that you can get to work with. So, without taking too much time, thank you so much for joining the session today. If you're looking at getting started, I'll say take that advantage now, get registered as soon as possible, and let's work together. Let's build your experience in order for you to get started. So if you had a wonderful time today, please give me a thumbs up, guys. If you had a wonderful time, I need to see your thumbs up. Let me see your thumbs up. So for the guys that won my prize, there's a draw in the house there. People that won my prize, there's a draw. Oluwakemi, Godwin, OG, and we have Gift Eno. So you guys won $250. Okay. I didn't specify the kind of dollars. Okay. So I said dollars. So Zimbabwean dollars. So all you need to do is to send me your Zimbabwean account details, and I would credit 250 Zimbabwean dollars into your account. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I had so much fun working with you guys. I'm looking forward to having you on board. Thank you. Rough play. Somebody said rough play. Thank you so much, guys. I had a wonderful time. Thank you. Have a good week, and make sure you take advantage of the discount, guys. Make sure you take advantage of the discount. Cheers and bye for now. Cheers, guys. Bye for now.